Welcome back to Crossways. I'm Steph Houghton and I'm with the legend, Ian Wright.
Watch everybody.
Can't wait for this episode, actually.
You know something? Can we say thanks to everybody?
Yeah.
Thank you so much for all the questions, because we've got so many questions. Let's just do the show on the questions.
We've got a lot, haven't we, to get
see what
through.
everybody wants to ask. So we're going to do a question episode. So let's do first question.
Right.
What do you want?
I'll start.
Go on, then.
So, from Dream Teams Books,
Right.
earliest memories of going to watch football.
Oh gosh, brilliant! My earliest memories, I would have been 10. It would have been 1973. Went to Millwall with my mate Patrick Dias, and we used to go and we used to sneak in. And I just remembered, I'll never forget it. It's as if it was yesterday. I remember we snuck in, we got in, and then it was the first time I'd ever seen a football pitch that big.
You know when you say snuck in, like just...
Yeah, no, we had to wait till the stewards weren't looking, and we had to run out the back, and because there's lots of trees in that round the Coldblow Lane end, and there's lots of woodland bit there, so you can walk up, climb up a hill,
Right.
and then you get to a certain bit, then you jump up, then you have to wait until they walk a long way, and then you jump down and you run in, because they didn't. Once you got inside, they didn't check kids' tickets. And I remember when I jumped down, and then you walked up that cobble steps with, and then you just all of a sudden the pitch was there, and that was it. That
Amazing.
was me. I wanted to be a footballer then, because the first thing I thought was, how are they going to run on that massive pitch? How are they going to cover that massive pitch? It was just brilliant.
Was
man.
Millwall the closest team
Millwall
to
was
where
closest,
you were?
from where I was, because I used to stay at my aunt's in Deptford, and Deptford is literally around the corner from Coldblow Lane, so I used to meet my mate who we went to school with, Patrick Dias, and you know what I mean. We'd go to Millwall, and that was it. I think it might have been at the time. It might have been someone like Lincoln or someone they played, but I weren't. And the Millwall kit was so blue, and the shorts were so white. And I remember Adidas Santiago boots, because that's the boots what I wanted.
Oh, right, okay.
After that, and it's a brilliant memory. It's a great question. Who's that from?
At Dream Teams Books.
Thank you very much. That's a beautiful memory you've brought back. What about you?
Mine would be going to the Stadium Light, of course. And I always remember at school, we used to have like Sunderland coaches coming in and doing like a few sessions in PE. And like every so often, I think Sunderland were in the Championship. They'd always leave like a few free tickets.
Wow.
So you like had to put your name down. So I was like, my dad was like, please, can we go?
Oh, so would it be a lucky draw out?
Yes, then you just get picked by random. And I always remember like me and one of my best mates, like, oh my God, we've got tickets to go to Sunderland. And like, just to go and see the stadium, obviously being a big Sunderland fan, I never got the chance to go to Roker Park.
Yeah.
Because I was probably a little bit too young, and my mum and dad, like, we just couldn't afford to go. You couldn't get the tickets. So to get free tickets, I was like, oh my God, please, Dad, can we go? And he was like, well, if I'm off work, we'll go. So we ended up going. And I just remember how big the stadium was.
Was there any, like, when you saw the pitch, was that the first time you saw a pitch?
Yeah, like a proper stadium. And I'm thinking back to like games that I used to watch on TV, like the tournament that stands out was probably Euro 96. Because I always remember watching it with my auntie, and she lived in Scotland, and it was England v Scotland, so the famous Gaza goal, and we had a little bet on it, and she was just like, if we watch it and England win, we'll go to the Metro Centre, like the equivalent of like the Trafford Centre, and go and get you a New England kit. And I was like, oh, please, come on, England, can we score? But in terms of seeing an actual stadium, the Stadium Light, like it was just unbelievable.
It was a player that you saw when you went to the Sunderland game. I remember there was a player at Millwall, and I'll never forget him, because he was like a giant. His name was Barry Kitchener.
Okay.
He was a defender as well.
Yeah.
And then when I was young, I just thought that he was my favourite player for a long time, Barry Kitchener, because he's just like a giant with curly blonde hair, number 5. He was just massive.
Yeah. You always remember that, like, for me, it was always like Niall Quinn or Kevin Phillips, because obviously I was playing up front then, so you kind of like go to the wards end. But Kevin Ball, can you remember Kevin Ball?
Yeah, he was a real robust
I think one of the
player.
first, like, you know when you say, like, make sure you know that they're there, and you put a
he's
tackle
that
in,
guy.
he used to do it all the time, so definitely Kevin Ball.
Brilliant question. Right, the second one we got here this is from Mr. Is that
Quaminator? Yeah.
Quaminator. Says, as the season comes to a close, what grade do you give London City Lionesses?
We go like A, B, C.
Yeah, you know what? You want to go for it? What do you think? because I was going to go
This is a
C.
team
I'm going to
that
go
you
C
really-
plus. And that's why I'm going to go C plus.
With the players that they bought, I think
they should have, yeah.
I'll be honest, I thought they potentially would do a bit better than what they've done this season, just because of the signings that they've bought. Of course, they changed manager halfway through, which probably wasn't ideal.
Honestly, yeah.
But yeah, I think probably around a C.
I'd give them a C plus, and the reason I give them because obviously Freya Godfrey got herself in England as well. I think Joanna Fernandez, Wassa Singari, I think they've been great signings, young players. Now they've had a season in the WSL, I think they're going to be a bit more of a threat next season, especially if they can sort out, like you mentioned, the managerial system, because he's winning 8, I think it is.
They're like a team where at the moment you don't really know what you expect from them, which I think that you get that with a new team, and I think what they are doing, obviously with Michelle Kang and everything, is unbelievable. So I think, I'm presuming from this season, they probably just wanted to get settled in the league, like what you're saying.
They're 7th. I think you probably
It's tight though.
It's tight.
If they win a few games,
they
could finish probably, you'd say 6 if Brighton don't pick up any more points from now and London City Lionesses keep winning. But who knows?
They should be with the quality players that they've got. They should be finishing a bit higher than that. So we'll see how they go in the end. But I think the negatives got to be Gioro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think she's had 17 matches, no goals, no assists. I think
we haven't even spoke about her, have we, since
Same
she
with
signed?
Delphine Cascarino.
Yeah.
I think she's played 45 minutes, something like that. Asliani's so unlucky.
I know. We have to give a big shout out to Corsa.
At that
Speedy
stage of your
recovery,
at that stage of your career, playing in a team that's trying to progress, and will progress, especially with Michelle Kang at the helm. And then to get an injury like that at this stage, you know what I mean? We just wish her all the best. But, I feel for her. But
good job it's not World Cup year.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
So she could get some rest, get herself back. But like I say, I'll probably say I'll go C plus.
We'll probably agree on that one.
Yeah, I'll go C plus. Right. What else you got?
This one is from @Joanna.Rydens.
Right.
Who has surprised you in terms of their impact for their club this season?
Right. Who are you saying?
The first name that comes to is Jess Parks.
Right.
I obviously know that she's a very, very good player.
Yeah.
But did I think she'll become United's main player?
No, I did. I thought that
Probably not.
It's a good shout. She's been good. What about City? You got Ioba Fagino.
Yeah, I do feel as though even that little change of just being a little bit more inside on that right hand side, it really suits what she has.
Yeah, it's more goals.
Yeah.
Crucial goals as well. She's competing with Carolyn. I think it's another good question. I think she's been very good, especially City are going to do it, aren't they? So you have to say that what she's done this season, she's made a massive impact. I'm going to probably go with her. And you know what? Got to shout Kirsty Hansen. Sorry, I got to shout
You know
Kirsty
what? I
Hansen.
thought about Kirsty Hansen as well.
Because she had 12 goals.
And they've all been screamers, when I was watching a few of them back before.
You know what? She's got her shooting boots, but whatever it is, she's got her goal head on.
Yeah.
And if she carries on like that, she's got 12 goals. She's done really well. She never gives you a moment's peace when she's playing. She's always so robust. And now she's added goals to that as well. I think she's got to get a mention as well. So, Kirsty Hansen, you're getting some love there.
Yeah, definitely.
Let me see. Who's this from? Is this Lauren Jade?
Yeah.
She says, do you think, this is a good one for you, I'm going to ask you this one. Do you think that Bunny Shaw is the best striker in the world?
I do.
I do too. 18 goals. What's she got? 18 goals in 19 games. Come on.
I just can't think of another striker who has got her profile, a scoring ability,
Killing it.
physicality. She's now starting to bring a lot more. I think she's getting better at a hold-up play. I think she's understanding the game more, and this season she's been frightening.
And you know what's I find really strange? I think it used to happen. It happened to Mo Salah as well. Every now and then they have a kind of a really poor finish, and people go really over the top on that when you're looking at somebody who does get a lot of chances and scores all types of goals, but people do focus on the negative. But with her, I think that with the contract talks, she's still they should be making sure that they pay her.
Well, I hope so.
Roundly pay her, because
I can't see why not.
Yeah, but Chelsea's sniffing
But
around.
I think that kind of just says, that question, if you ask any club in the world, would they take Bunny Shaw? It'll be a yes.
Because you would take her, because you look at the goals she scored. You look at Chelsea with Sam Kerr, obviously she's leaving.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going to happen when Maya Ramirez comes back. Aggie Beaver-Jones.
She's out of contract as well.
Right, so you know, you can see where it makes sense for them to try and see if they can nick Bunny Shaw from under Man City's noses. And the only way that happens is if they don't offer her the right monies.
Yeah.
Pay her, man. She's the best.
We're in Bunny's world, and
You know what I mean?
exactly.
You know what I mean? Pay her and give her money, man.
Also, I think as well, she's coming to an age where, like, you'll know more than me, and she's probably still got more to come.
She has, and the thing is that, can you imagine if she gets that contract, she's settled and she's won the league, they're going to be going for the Champions League next, you know what I mean?
And also as a player that potentially wants to move to, say, City, and you think, all right, okay, I'm going to move because I know that they've got good players. Bunny Shaw's there.
Bunny Shaw's there, so I know that if I'm doing well, she's going to be scoring, we're going to be winning things. So there's a lot of reasons why they should be making sure that they pay her money. Pay her money.
Yep.
What's this one? At S_FSEIS. And they say, this is one for you as well. I'm going to ask you this one. As Jade Rose being the best defender this season? I think she's definitely been one of them, that's for sure.
She's definitely up there.
It's brilliant.
I think for someone that's coming into the WSL, quite new, coming out of university and not playing at the highest level, obviously plays for the Canadian national team.
She strolled it, really.
Yeah, because even at the start, Ian, she was in and out of the team a little bit. And I think it was just her getting used to the league, but also she's got so many good qualities. She's so quick. But now, like, in terms of positional, I remember watching the derby at the Etihad, and United have got great players, have got quick players, but like she was just in the right position, and she loved that occasion. Yeah. And I thought, you know what, you're really enjoying yourself
in her first season.
I definitely have to put her up there.
You think? Yeah, we probably
Maya Letitia, I'm a big fan of her. I think she's had a great season.
I'm going to mention Emily Fox. I think she's been good. Lynn Wilms, Val Berman. Chelsea, I like her.
Second half of the season, definitely. She's definitely one for the future.
I'm going to mention Lotte as well, because Lotte's always out of things, whether it's England, whether it's Arsenal, when people are fit. She's always on the outskirts. When she comes in, there's nobody more consistent in their play than Lotte Women.
That's a lesson for everyone, though, Ian, because obviously, like, playing with Lotte and obviously knowing a lot about her as well, like how she applies herself away from the pitch and in training. Like, even if you're not playing, you've got to keep doing the right things, and she definitely does that. And then that's why you perform. And she's earned her place in the Arsenal team. Without a doubt. I think we've got a question on that later on. But like, you're talking about
someone with like Lotte. She's been in squads to win, like the Euros. She's been in squads, the World Cup, not played a minute. You know, Arsenal missed out on so many games, and then when she comes in, she just gets her head down and plays. She's a top pro. She's a top pro, consummate.
So next one, this is quite interesting.
Right, go on.
At Ellie_Green 2002, will Man United clinch the UEFA Women's Champions League qualification again for next season?
You know something, I for their sake, I hope they do, for the way that the season started for them. And remember, I was always talking about they've started brilliantly. Add some players in January. I think they have added some decent players. You still need to see the best of them. You know, with Friedhelina Rolfo, Leah Schuler, obviously just them two, just to name a couple.
Imagine if they started to click.
If they start to click, and with Jess Park, you know what I mean, as well. So you're feeling like, they've got something going. I think they deserve something. And I've always said they needed more backing from upstairs. And if they can get that backing, then obviously the end of this season is massive for them. Was it Chelsea on the final day, innit?
Yeah, I was looking at the table. So, like, at the minute, Chelsea are on 40 points and Arsenal on 38 points. United's fixtures are Spurs away, Brighton at home, and then Chelsea away. So if United win all them games, so bear in mind they've got to go to Chelsea and win, they end up on 47. And if Chelsea win 2 out of them 3 games, Chelsea would end up on 46. So realistically, United just have to win all 3 games. They just have to win the games.
Yeah, it might come down to the last game of the season for them.
They just ran out of steam these last few weeks. I think it really did kind of hamper them because of Champions League.
Yeah, but again, this is why the way they started the season and the fact that they were in the Champions League, Steph, is where they needed the backing. This is where they needed it, because
we said this the whole pod,
absolutely
even last
through
year
the whole
as well.
You know, because they're going to need it to get through that phase. Then the games they're going to have to play alongside.
Leaders, Ian.
You think?
I think when I watched that game, not necessarily Champions League, but when they played City at Old Trafford, you've got a chance to probably stop your rivals, potentially getting the league title early. They had no kind of solutions on the pitch. They had no one that's going to go, actually, I'm going to grip that game. Yeah. And I think, say, for my Laetitia, like as a captain at the back, as a centre half, it's quite hard to grab a hold of the game because sometimes you don't really have that much influence. Where you need your midfielders and your forward just to do something a bit different.
So what do you think? I think it's going to be tough,
I just
especially
think
if it's Chelsea.
Going to be too strong.
If Chelsea on the last day, away, but we know that Chelsea can concede.
What a great last game though, Chelsea v United. Something on the game.
Yeah, something on it. You know what? I'm gonna say United. You know what? I want them to. I think it would be a message sent to upstairs. Okay, we're doing our bit. You know, we're doing our bit. It would be a
shame especially with the start of the season and how well they've played.
They do deserve something, the players and that. You know what I mean? Okay, so what's this one? At Soph.Thomas_, it says, what is one rule or change you would add to improve the WSL? I know exactly what I would do, but I know it's impossible. I'd goal line technology.
Would you?
Yeah, I would do. Yeah, I think that you don't need anything else. I don't like VAR in the women's game. I just want it to carry on.
Don't the men just have the chips in the ball and then they just notify if it's over?
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. But like everybody's talking about, they can have the chips in the ball, but you do need in some of those stadiums, you need something in the.
Oh right, okay.
You know
it's
what
the
I mean?
Technology to go.
So that when the ball crosses or something. So, I think that's one that they should start looking to put into the women's game. You know what I mean? I know it might be at stadiums where they say, oh, but we can't afford it. That needs to happen just for the betterment of the game.
Yeah.
You know, so I'd probably say goal line technology, but I wouldn't want VAR in the game. I want the women's game to just carry on. Let the referees get better by making decisions themselves.
That would be probably my point would be probably, can we improve like the standard of like the referee? And that's not like a slant because they're obviously not full time yet. And I just think, can we really like push them into a way where we're trying to make the league the best it can be? Like everything else needs to come with it. So yeah, and also like it might not be a change, but you know, like the rule where they're blatantly offside, but yet you've got to run all the way back.
And then what is that about?
Yeah, that would be one thing I would probably change more.
Yeah, but I like your one. Obviously, the goal line, because I think that is something that has to. If a ball goes over the line, no matter how small the margin, like we saw with City and Liverpool in 18-19, John Stones clearance, it matters.
I've got one for you. So not necessarily for the league, but for FA Cup. So the men's FA Cup semi-finals are played at Wembley. Like the women's semi-finals, obviously it's just a draw. What do you think? For example, this is not just because it's City, because this has happened for a long time since I've been playing. You obviously get drawn, whoever you're either home or away, you get an advantage. But like from a spectacle in the FA Cup, do you think it should be like a neutral ground, or should it be Wembley for the women?
No. What I'd like for the women is like what it used to be for the men's. Just play it at one of those stadiums, like a Villa Park, or even like I remember when I was playing, it was Sheffield Wednesday. Or just play it.
So not Wembley, but like another neutral ground.
I don't like the fact that the semi-finals went to Wembley in the first place.
Yeah.
I believe, you know what I mean, because like when I was coming through, you know what I mean, that didn't happen. You know what I mean, you played the semi-final at Villa Park. You know, so that's what I think should happen, because the next game is the game. It's at Wembley. It's it's the parade. It's everything that comes with it. Because then when you play in the semi-final, Roy Keane always says to me, no, but you kind of get a feel for Wembley and that. No, you're meant to go there when you've earned the right to go there for being in a final. Because remember, the semi-finals are only brought about because of money. It's only money that the FA are making, and getting more money for a team who's going into the semi-finals, bringing their whole fan base and making money for the FA, whereas, you know, they might lose in that game. You want to play the semi-final at a neutral ground, get to the final and have your day at Wembley.
Right, okay. Glad we both agree on that one.
What's this one? At Max_, is that Rads?
Rads, yeah.
He says, if all three of Leah, Lotte and Steph are available, who should start at centre-back against Lyon?
Wow.
Can I be honest? I'm starting Lotte and Steph.
Yeah.
I'm starting Lotte and Steph. I think because of the rhythm, they're in a rhythm. You know what I mean? Leah's coming back. You know, I think that they've got a nice understanding at the minute with what's going on. I think that's at this stage, you know, with Leah, with the injuries and coming back from the injuries, You know what I mean? To start in games like that, you know, depending on how well her fitness program's been going, I feel it would still be a little bit of a risk, if you want to say.
With Lyon
you know what I
pace
mean?
as well.
Yeah.
I
They've
think
got-
I
and-
was
yeah.
thinking along them lines just because of how well Lotte and Steph Houghton played against
Yeah.
Chelsea and watching them. I know that Sam Kerr probably wasn't at her best, but in terms of like Chelsea threw a lot of you guys.
Yeah.
And just where Leah is in a kind of comeback.
Yeah.
I think if Leah, all three were fully fit
Leah probably
against
makes,
Lyon, I think I'd still pick Leah,
And Leah
and
and
Lotte.
Lotte. Yeah, I pick Leah and Lotte.
Just from a physicality point
Yeah.
of view, I think with what Lyon have, the strengths, the pace, I think them two would definitely
Yeah.
be the ones you'd pick. But for Sunday coming,
Probably Steph and Lotte. That's
yeah.
a nice balance as
I
well,
think
isn't it?
I think Lotte's been brilliant. I think
Yeah.
Steph Catley's so kind of just chilled
Just
and
steady,
calm.
yeah. And
But Lotte,
experience,
you
yeah.
need her like
Yeah.
against these types of
In
teams.
both boxes. I've got a good one for you here, Steph. This is
Go
from
on then.
Michael James. Thanks, Michael. He says, I really rate Ruby Mace as a centre midfield. Are there any drawbacks for her playing as a centre back so much? What do you think? Because she has got she's got great technical ability, isn't she?
I'm still a bit undecided where I could see probably Ruby playing like longer term because of the abilities that she has playing centre back and centre midfield. But I think for me, if she was to go longer term centre midfield, I don't think it does her any harm by playing centre back because I think you have a better understanding of the game,
Right.
a better appreciation of probably when she goes back into midfield, where I need to be, like where my body position needs to, what I'm doing defensively, who I need to protect. And I think she's such an intelligent girl as well. I think she will learn a lot. And I think sometimes young players, they get frustrated because maybe play right back, left back, centre midfield, centre half, whatever it might be. But you learn so much and you have a bit of a better appreciation of everybody's role.
Yeah.
So I'm a big fan of her playing at centre back because I think she could do a great job. I've told her she's got to improve her heading though. I says you need to go out and just practice your heading.
You know, I think with her as centre back, obviously for her club, I think that if she goes centre back, being an England player as well, I think she's got a much better chance of cementing a place in the team as a six for England.
Oh, without a doubt,
in the
yeah.
midfield. Obviously, if she's filling a gap for centre back for Everton, that's fine. Or even if she can even do it for England.
But it's
we're
good if
struggling.
she can play centre back. Say like when Serena's picking squads
Exactly, yeah.
to play a little bit of everywhere. It helps when you're picking a 26 player squad.
I think that she's got such good ability, Michael, that I feel that I don't think it will have any harm on her. If we're talking about all of a sudden they're playing her at right back or left back, or you know what I mean, or playing her as anything other than playing across the back line or the number 6, where she has to start thinking about getting forward on, you know, worrying about who's coming behind, and all that sort of stuff, playing in midfield or anywhere else, left back on a weaker foot. I just think that, no, she's playing in a position where she can use her ability and her skills, either centre back or centre midfield as a 6. So I don't think it's going to harm her at all.
Long term, I know she wants to be in the England squad. I know that she wants to be a regular and, like you said, the competition in that midfield area, especially in Kira's position, there isn't really that much competition in terms of like an out and out 6.
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Even though I've got to say, against Spain, she was fantastic.
yeah, she really was.
100th game.
She always brings out her
Congratulations.
best against Spain,
Yeah.
actually.
I think it must have something to do with the ex-Barcelona and the fact that it's Spain and we're
The
England.
100th cap.
100th cap. There was a lot involved in that mix. But I thought she done well in that game. But we do need to start looking about how are we going to replace, or God forbid anything happens to her injury-wise, how are we going to do that? And I think Ruby, when she got into the squad, she said, you know what I mean? I thought she done okay. I thought she played within herself a bit, which is natural.
Serena changed formation then, though, hadn't she? Can remember when Ruby played as a 6, didn't she
Yeah.
go 3 at the back?
3 at the back,
So it was a bit, probably a bit of a harder game to
It
go
would have
into.
been.
Yeah.
It would have been. And this is the thing: when you're going to do that with a young player, you want to play them with the best players, like a Lucy Bronze. Make sure Lucy Bronze is playing. Make sure at the time, whether it was Millie Bright at the time, Leah. Make sure that the top girls are playing with the new girls, so as they can feel the experience around them. The experienced players can help them as well, rather than changing it for that particular game, because it didn't help her, because I thought she played within herself, especially what I've seen of Ruby. She can progress the ball. She can pass the ball through. She is strong enough to hold people off and run with it and then play it off. So play her strengths, man. Play her to her strength. Play to her strengths. I think that's the questions.
Oh, they were amazing questions.
Thank you very much for those questions, man. It's really good. We'll do that again soon.
We love them ones, to be fair.
We did really good questions. Thanks, guys and girls. So we've got to do predictions now.
Right, okay.
Right. You want to read it out, shall I?
You can.
Right, so okay. So the predictions at the moment, in first place, Beth Terry's killing it.
Yeah, she really is.
She is killing it. She's got 101 points, Beth. Steph's in fourth place with 97 points. Look how far back I am, and I've got only... Well, I am quite far back, to be honest. Ian, 28th place, 80 points. We both got like 5 points in the last round.
Wow.
Well, it's
Did
not...
well, then.
Yeah, it might be wow for you.
No, but
you,
your ridiculous... What fixture was it what you predicted it was right on?
I can't remember which one
Was it the City Leicester one? Did you say 6-0?
No, was it 4-0 or was it 6-0?
I can't remember.
I think
it
might
was
have been.
6.
Was
and
it
you got that
6?
right. So with that, regardless of where you finished this thing, that was unbelievable.
I should have got more. I should have got more, Steph.
Yeah, you should have.
Right, so here we go. We've got two match days. We've got Saturday the 25th of April and we've got Sunday the 26th of April. So Saturday 25th is Brighton versus City.
Come on, girls. I am going to go 2-0 City.
I'm going to go... Because I need to get points, man. I'm not going to catch you. I'm 17 behind, but I'm going to 3-1 City.
Okay. As long as City's win, that's
right.
fine.
Okay, so Sunday...
Everton, Chelsea.
I'm going to say 2-0 Chelsea. You like Everton? You fancy Everton there?
I don't know.
I can see it with the way your face just went.
Can I see Everton scoring past Chelsea, though? I'm going to go... What did you say?
2-0.
I'm going to go 3-1 Chelsea.
You giving Everton a goal against Chelsea?
Yeah, I am, yeah.
Okay, London City Lionesses, Leicester. I'm going for a Lioness. You know what? This is the kind of game
that could be anything.
It could be, yeah. But like Lionesses, 7th at the moment. We spoke about them, and I gave them a C+. I think this is a game that they should be going to absolutely just batter them, beat them, and get another 3 points. Get yourselves further up the table. I'm going to go with 4-1.
Ooh, wow. I was going to go for a Leicester win.
Was you?
Yeah.
Go on then. Go for
I'm going to go 1-0 Leicester.
Oh my gosh.
Just because of where they are in the table and they need points. I can't imagine Rick Passmore having his team being so expansive. I think just try and catch one on the break.
Catch one on the break,
yeah.
You think? Okay. Spurs, Man United. Good game.
That is a really good game. I'm going to go United 2-1. The last time they played, it was 3-3, wasn't it?
3-3. This is what I was thinking. I was thinking I was going to go draw.
Well, yeah. What then?
2-2.
Right, okay. Liverpool, West Ham. Oh, God, if West Ham win this one, they're 1 point behind Liverpool.
Draw. I'm going.
What do you draw? What score?
1-1.
I'm going to go 2-1 Liverpool. I fancy Liverpool to win.
I really hope West Ham can get something.
You know, if Liverpool win, then they'll go above Everton and Villa.
Will they?
If, obviously, Everton don't win this weekend, which is mad when we're talking about Liverpool potentially getting relegated. So,
remember?
Yeah.
Well, it kind of like what we'd expect to happen. The ship would steady a bit and then get going. So now, like I said, from Man United this season, now that he's come in, he's kind of steadied it because obviously they're going to stay now, Liverpool. You have to feel like they're going to stay. They have to back them now, Liverpool. Yeah. Come on, man. You have to back the manager. You know what I mean? You have to give him something. So I'm going to watch and keep an eye out for Liverpool. But yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah, we've done.
You cool?
Yeah, good.
You busy this weekend? What you got? Match of the day?
Match of the day, and then watch the Champions League, I think, and hopefully see City win, which would be nice.
One. Yeah, I'm gonna do the Premier League. Do Arsenal, Newcastle. Come on, Arsenal. We need to do it. Was that not enthusiastic enough?
No, I don't know. I just don't know whether you really believe that.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I have to believe because I thought that we done okay against City. We created enough chances. Created enough chances to have at least got a draw, and we should have. For me, we should have won. And what it showed me is that City are still fallible. You can still create chances against City, but you have to take them. If you're not going to take them, it doesn't make any difference. But
And
we'll
have
see
to
how it
probably
goes.
say a big good luck to the Arsenal girls in the Champions League.
In the Champions League, so
good
come
luck,
on against
girls.
Lyon. So all the best, girls. And thank you very much. Thank you very much, everybody, for listening. We'll see you again next week. Take it easy.
Bye.